Diocese of Sapele, Ecclesiastical Province of Bendel, Church of Nigeria Anglican Communion, has held a Thanksgiving service to herald the second session of the 5th Synod of the Diocese amidst wild jubilations among the House of Clergy, laity and guests. Delta State ACNN News correspondent Austin Azu reports that the 4-day annual festival was successful.
The Bishop and wife Diocese of Sapele Ecclesiastical Province of Bendel, Right Reverend Dr. and Mrs. Blessing Refeta led the House of Clergy, laity and other guests to the dance floor in appreciation to God Almighty for a successful synod. Thereafter, the 13 archdeaconries took turn one after the other to offer thanksgiving also. Indeed, an atmosphere of praises in celebration of the second session of the 5th Synod of the Diocese of Sapele at St. Jude Anglican Church, Jedotan, in Okpa local government area of Delta State. The host bishop and president of Synod, Bishop Refeta, said, Thanksgiving provides an atmosphere of renewal of God's blessings upon one's life, even as he urged all to cultivate the attitude of gratitude to God Almighty for all his mercies upon everyone. The soft-spoken bishop, who also strayed on how thanksgiving to God can usher in healthy nation, explained further that the country can only experience credible and acceptable polls next year if Nigerians do not relent in appreciating God in anticipation.
This is the time where God is going to show up. I remember in Egypt when the children of Israel were hopeless because of what they are going through under their taskmaster. Of course, the politicians we have today, they are worse than taskmasters because they have pushed the Nigerians into hard labor, by the poverty Nigerians are experiencing. And so if God, who did it for the Israelites in Egypt, it's the same God we are serving, of course it's the same. I know this is the time it's going to show up.
Earlier in a sermon, the guest speaker, Bishop, Diocese of Esan, Right Reverend Gabriel Eliabo, who dwelt on this year's theme, Blinded by the God of this world, a pointer to spiritual blindness and insensitivity with a subtopic, a call to rekindle soul winning, called on Christians to reevaluate themselves and reunite with God, their Creator. The bishop, who also analyzed areas where Satan has blinded many, urged worshippers to seek God with all their hearts and obey all God's instructions.
Because before now, we believe that those who are outside, they are the ones that are blinded by the God of this world. But from what is happening, we can see even those in the church.
Some worshippers who shared their synod experiences appreciated God for a successful event, even as they looked forward towards next year's synod.
Our expectation, God really even above what we were expecting.
God still has something for this nation, Nigeria.
Much happiness, so much ecstasy around. Everybody was so happy.
That is what we have seen in our midst during this synod, that this God that we are serving is in our midst and is working effectively.
Right Reverend Dr. Blessing Refeta, however, announced Okpa South, Okpa West and Amokwe archdeaconries to host next year's synod. ACNN News, Jedotan, Austin Azu reporting.